Welcome to the EMP, the Eligible Monster podcast, where once a week, Dan, Natalie, and I sit here and talk about what we've been playing on video games, what we've seen in the news, maybe an interesting discussion. And if you are enjoying this podcast and want to get it just a little bit early, you can always join us over on our Patreon, patreon.com/comicstorian, where we share it with our Comicstorian channel and give you all of our podcasts early access right over there. Natalie, how are you doing today?
I'm very tired. How are you?
Why are you so tired?
I don't know. Maybe walking around the zoo for 4 hours yesterday. Last night. We just went to the zoo last night.
I don't know what you were doing, Natalie. I was sleeping last night.
I was dreaming about the zoo last night because we were just walking around so much yesterday. It was fun though.
It was very fun.
What about you, Dan?
Except from the fact that the red pandas and snow leopards weren't out.
Yeah,
At
my
least
favorite.
I saw the polar bear though. I was happy about that.
That thing was big.
It was so big and attacked the glass. Oh, it was awesome.
that
Had
was
a lot of good Pokemon.
Yeah.
Can evolve Charmander into Charizard now.
Yes.
Well, Charmeleon first, obviously. Evolutionary order.
Yeah, that was exciting. Exciting times.
Very exciting. It's the glory of being a part of the Eligible Monster team as we take group outings to the zoo
Yes.
for Pokemon Go.
Yes.
Well, we're going to go Saturday over to the local town, Dan. You're going. You don't have an option.
Maybe not.
No,
We will
it doesn't
find out.
kind of work. I don't care. We got to catch more Pokemon because I got to drag Natalie out there. So we
as
can
long
catch
as
more
it's not
Pokemon.
100 degrees again, because man, it was hot.
It was very
It
hot.
was really hot. Yeah.
I'm glad we put on sunscreen because
Oh,
I
yeah.
would have burnt like a
Yeah.
piece of bacon in
Same.
Arizona. I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
So
Wait,
what have you been
what?
playing? Man, I was
Arizona's
trying
hot.
to. Oh my god. What have you been playing this week, Dan?
Well, besides Pokemon Go,
Yes.
I've still been playing some Hyrule Warriors. I've been trying to unlock Marin's extra good weapons, but I'm learning that it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be.
Oh no.
Aww.
Oh.
Wait, maybe you could just not ditch me, Dan, and we play together.
Well, no, because then I would fall back because you would require us to play on your system, and you're
It's
way
true.
behind me at this point.
It's true.
I hate to tell ya.
You've been playing some Mario Tennis too with us.
I did. I played it here. I was enjoying it. Then I played it at home, and one of the tutorials was telling me to do it wrong, and I think it glitched out and won't let me pass the tutorial.
What?
Yeah, it's weird. I'll
You mean
have
the
to
first
probably
one,
restart.
the first battle?
No, it's on like further into it. Who knows? But anyway, I digress.
Oh no.
That's what we do here. We never stay on topic. Natalie, what have you been playing this week?
The Crew, obviously. The Crew 2. I mean, I've been waiting for it for a while. It's been pushed
Yeah.
back for like a couple of months, and finally it's out. The servers are kind of... I think it's on my end, though, because I keep getting kicked out, but you guys have no problem staying together. So... But apart from that, though, it's a pretty solid game. I'm enjoying it, definitely. I think the planes is a good addition. It kind of takes the fun away a little bit, though, because I'm used to just having a car and just driving through the Americas. So having a plane kind of just takes the fun away from that.
It
But,
does. I noticed that they
and the
pulled
boat
out the
as well.
cross-country thing you wanted to do.
Yes, that's what I was looking forward to the most, and they kind of just took it out of the game. I mean, as far as we know. So maybe...
Right, we haven't known to find it yet.
Yes.
But Dan, in the original game, there was options to be like, it would start like a giant race. And it would take you like 4 hours, but it'd be like, start in in New York, get to LA.
against AI, so it was pretty fun.
Yeah, and it was all pre-programmed. And you would do that. You would just go on these big, long, chill road races with your friends, and you would just see how far it can go. And they seemingly, from what because we looked really hard, it looks like they may have gotten rid of those options.
But then again, it's been out for... Actually, it's not officially out until tomorrow.
Yeah, well, when people listen to this, it'll be out.
Yes, so...
And it could just be later races.
could,
But
it could.
It looks like most of the races are your usual 2 to 3 minute fare.
Yeah.
Hop in, do a quick race, maximizing
and
8
do
minutes,
some...
and that's that.
Like, most of it is just doing a lot of stunts and stuff like that, so it's kind of... I don't know.
It feels more like a traditional car game with an open world option now, instead of an open world game that has a traditional car game worked into it.
Like Need for Speed, essentially. Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. I mean, it's still fun, don't get me wrong, but we'll see. I mean, it still have the Americas, which is the biggest selling point for me. I just loved going from New York to LA, just listening to the radio and just, just zoning out. I think it's
Just
a pretty chill
driving.
game. Yeah. It's a really good game. So we'll see though. Apart from that though, I've been playing a lot of Fallout Shelter. Oh my
On
God.
the PS4? Or
Yes,
the
on the
phone?
PS4, on the PS4,
one?
because trophies, Dan.
Is it good on the PS4? Because it seems like one of those games that I wasn't sure how it was gonna do on a console, considering it started out as an app game.
It takes a while to get used to it because
I didn't like it.
because you have to rely on your controller mostly and not have to tap on your screen like you do on your phone.
Yeah.
But it's I mean, after you're past that whole getting used to it phase, I think it's pretty enjoyable for sure. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I've missed quite a bit. I've missed the whole pet expansion thing that they added. I missed the whole themes, the more quests. So I'm enjoying it, definitely.
Funny thing about the pet part.
Yeah.
When they were doing the 3-year anniversary sales, I went in because you could get the 40 boxes for $10, and it defaulted me to the pet cages, and they looked so similar that I was like, oh, I'll buy those. Now I have like 40 pet crates that I'm like, well, I don't want the pet crates. I want those
The vault
lunch
boxes. Yeah, the lunch boxes. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I've only so far I've only spent like $20 on the Nuka-Cola Quantum because most of the trophies are related to the quests, and in the quests you can earn so many boxes that it's just more worth it to just invest in the Quantum, so you can just do as many quests as possible and just get those rewards that way. So but so far I'm only at $20, so hopefully it stays that way because I was so worried.
And now I'm at a point where my vault on the phone, because I came back to it for this, it just kind of automates itself. I don't have to do much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bought the handyman crew where you just put one on each floor and
Yes.
then was just like, and I don't have to work.
Yeah, unless they somehow help the raiders attacks and then they die and you have to repair them for 2,000 caps and you're like,
Is that how much it costs to repair?
Oh
yeah,
my
2,000,
gosh.
dude,
Well, 'cause
2,000.
my crates got me a lot of like Gatling guns and stuff like that.
Oh, that's good.
So I threw all the Gatling guns and all my guys in the top floor. So anything that comes in, I just
that's
wreck
the
them.
way to do it. Yeah, that's the way to do it. But at first I didn't do that because I only spent $20 on the Quantum, so I didn't have any powerful weapons. And by doing the quest, now I have more amazing weapons that I can just equip on my guys on the top floor, so they can do the most damage. But at first, though, I had to rely on the Mr. Handy, so it was a pain in the ass because I always had to repair them at some point. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it's a good game on
Oh,
the
yeah.
console because I was actually pretty concerned.
Really?
Well, it's similar to. I know we're branching off into apps a little bit here.
You're fine.
That's fine.
You're fine.
It's a gaming podcast. We're talking about what we played.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the way,
I
I
was-
played the Crew 2 since nobody asked me.
Well, we were getting to that.
we were getting
No
to
one was
you.
getting to me.
Eventually,
I was
oh
not
my gosh.
getting to that. I had forgotten
just
Benny
gonna-
was
yeah.
See,
here.
never
Move on.
forgot I'm here.
You're
No.
behind your monitor. We can't even see you.
Yeah, usually we
I've
play.
been playing Elder Scrolls Online. I started up a new
Rude.
character. It's a werewarden. We'll get to your apps in a minute, Dan. Okay,
Dan
I
was
can
fast,
turn into
though.
a werewolf and I can heal people.
But
and
I
can
didn't.
beat
I
'em
didn't
up.
finish what I was saying.
I'm just saying I've been playing
Fallout
more Elder
Shelter
Scrolls
and Crew
Online
2
and
has-
I love it.
Oh my god, they're not the only two games that I've been playing though. I've still been playing Dark Souls, just so you know. And what else actually? Some more Neo.
Yeah,
Some more
Nice.
Neo. And that's it. I think. I just wanted to cut you off. That's all.
I've just been playing Crew 2 of Horizon Zero Dawn still, and now so I started up a new character.
Yeah.
So Dan, how goes your apps?
Well, actually, what I was going to say about that was the fact that my concern with Fallout Shelter going from an app game to a console game was similar to the alternate version for Pokemon Quest that came out on the Nintendo Switch first and then went to app game. And when it was on the Switch, it was very clearly an app game.
Right.
And it played weird, and it was weird to play on a console rather than my phone.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't sure whether or not it was going to be the same with Fallout Shelter, because when games are designed for app games, they're not designed to be a console game. So I wasn't sure how it was going to transfer well or not.
It was, yeah. I mean, it's pretty much the same as also PSP games coming to PlayStation 4 because then the camera is a little wonky. Like Final Fantasy, what is that? What is that name? I forgot.
What? You forgot it.
Yeah, oh my gosh, like the whole camera being wonky. Final Fantasy, Oh my gosh, I forgot.
Typo 0.
Yes, thank you so. There you go. Typo 0.
Oh, I remember that. See, I never played it on the PSP, but I loved it when it was on the PS4.
Really?
Yeah,
the
I thought it
camera
was actually
kind of-
really great. I
Oh.
really enjoyed the game.
I think you were the only one that actually beat it.
I beat it. I remember we
Yeah.
actually, when it was out, we did a video on the EM channel.
Yes, you recorded your
and I was
gameplay.
the one that had to do the
Yeah.
gameplay because I was the only one that got far enough
Yes.
to
Yeah.
show
the
good
camera
stuff.
was just
Dan's
it was throwing
early
me off.
days of EM.
Yes. Yeah. So see, you've been there from the very beginning, technically,
Yeah.
getting some footage for us and
Oh,
just playing the
crazy.
games. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a while, but yeah,
So,
that's pretty much
Oh,
it.
yeah. Okay. Well, then let's go to our topic of the day, which is going to be funny because, guys, I asked Dan to find us some news.
Oh,
and
boy.
Dan couldn't find us news.
Well, all the news I could find was, hey, this game's going to release on this date. This
Dan
game's
did
going to
not
release
it
look
on this
hasn't
very
date.
been-
hard.
No, I'm tired.
So we were going to do the current state of MMOs topic, which I think we'll still do eventually. But I found a really good topic that may either be 5 minutes
I
or
was
it could be
excited,
45.
dude. I really thought we were going to talk about MMOs. And
The-
We
stuff.
can another
It's cool.
time.
It's
For the
cool.
record,
It's
the only
alright.
reason I had brought that one up was because of our current situation with Final Fantasy
Oh, yeah,
14.
yeah,
Which,
yeah.
if we're not going to do that topic now, we can save that
Oh, yeah.
story for when we
Right,
do it.
right.
Definitely.
Well, long story short, the current situation is we don't like how most MMOs don't give top end rewards to give you a reason to do top end content.
And if they do, and we do it, then they just nerf it like 3 months later. So what's the
Yeah,
point?
but we'll talk about that in the
Yeah.
current state of theme park MMOs and how they aren't the ones from 10 years ago. The topic of today is going to be
Oh boy.
Fortnite.
Oh no. Why? All right, I'm
What
walking
about
out.
it?
Is it dead finally?
No,
I was
no.
Oh,
going to
God
say,
damn it.
like, it's been...
Sony is being the jerks in the industry. So, for those of you guys who don't know, E3, it was announced
Oh,
that-
are we talking about the Nintendo Switch versus PS4 thing?
Right, but do you know how far it's gone?
No, I
No.
don't know how... I know that it reached... I'll actually let you finish.
Okay, let me
Yes.
explain the situation.
Yeah.
Okay. So at E3, it was announced that Fortnite would be coming to the Nintendo Switch, and Fortnite Switch players could, in fact, play with PC players, and that was going to be a thing. And you could also play with phone players and everything else. It was said at the time that there was no word about PlayStation crossplay or Switch crossplay. Okay. The first problem people ran into is if you assigned your Epic Games account, which is your Fortnite game, to your PlayStation, which I've done, to play Fortnite on there, you cannot move that account to Switch.
So you have to start over.
You would have to start completely over. So that would mean that your PlayStation and your PC accounts are sharing all of your costumes, your awards, your cash, everything you've earned, but you couldn't do it on Switch. Now, if you associated your Epic Games account with your Switch account, you then had a PC Switch account crossover, but you couldn't do PlayStation 4. So the big question on all of this was, why is this a thing? Who is stopping it? And Switch and PlayStation both went quiet, and everyone was freaking out, going,
no.
who is causing this issue?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It got better.
Okay.
Wait, I don't know in which direction you're referring
Yeah.
better.
It-
Because that's a
like-
very weird word to put in this of it got better in terms of the chaotic situation or they actually resolved something.
So, no,
guess we'll know.
It got
Yeah,
better in
he's-
terms of the situation is awesome. Okay?
Okay.
So, Nintendo Switch, so everyone left it quiet because Sony has always said crossplay is just not a thing that can work. Even though early on Fortnite, I think even before Battle Royale was a thing, there was a glitch, or it was like when Battle Royale first took off, which allowed Xbox and PlayStation players to play with each other. Okay?
Yep.
I believe, because Fortnite is on Xbox, right?
I believe it is.
I'm going to look that up real fast to make sure I got my facts
That
right
would
on that.
definitely be something worth checking, yes.
Yes, Xbox One. Okay.
Yes, okay.
So it is on there. There was a glitch that came down. Everyone was like, oh, it is possible. And then everyone just kind of locked it back up and it went quiet. So
Oh boy.
this is where it gets good. This is where our story gets good. June 21st, because I know you guys don't follow Fortnite. I actually do play a game once in a
No.
blue moon here and there.
There's
but,
one thing I don't follow. It's Fortnite and
Right.
all these battlegrounds.
But this has gone beyond Fortnite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nintendo Switch version of Minecraft got a big update.
Yes, I saw that.
The update is then being promoted that no matter what console you're playing Minecraft on, other than PlayStation, you can play it on Xbox and Switch.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh
Which
no.
got even better when Nintendo, to announce this update, tweeted Xbox and said, since we can play Minecraft now, did you want to build something?
Wow.
And Xbox responded with,
I love when that happens, when
wait.
the companies
our
just...
bodies are ready. What are we building?
Which, first off, whoever tweeted that, I'm not entirely sure they know where the term "our bodies are ready"
And
truly
then
came from.
Minecraft followed up with, well, since you two seem so lovey-dovey now, why not try building something like this? And they gave a picture. And Xbox followed up with achievement unlocked, ambitious crossover event. And Nintendo followed up with, let the building begin.
Oh god,
Dude, it reminds me of that I know it's completely unrelated. I'm sorry. I mean, somewhat related. The World of Warcraft account tweeting Final Fantasy about the expansions and stuff,
Yeah.
just going
Oh,
back
yeah.
and forth. I love that. I love those exchanges on Twitter. They're the best. But yeah, so what happened
Okay.
afterwards?
So what this has enabled is Xbox is allowing crossplay with Switch for any game. Sony is still being pig-headed on the thing, though, stating
God.
we will not allow it. But now they have officially responded. Because how can you have Microsoft and Nintendo basically taunting you at this point?
Oh,
going,
yeah.
it's totally possible. Stop saying it's not possible.
I would have loved if they were like, if only we could have our Sony friends play with us too. Then that would have been a great show to watch.
Yeah.
So they finally came out and acknowledged it. And they said, we are hearing the situation. We're looking at a lot of
We're
possibilities.
looking into it.
You can
Really?
imagine that the circumstances around that affect a lot more than just one game. I'm confident we'll get a solution which will be understood and accepted by our gaming community while at the same time supporting our business. Because now, this isn't just Fortnite. This is Rocket League.
Oh, yeah, this is everything.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
This is Fortnite. Every game that is on all the consoles that they've denied crossplay
Yeah.
is now on the discussion board.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? The issue is literally that Sony is too successful.
Yeah, why would they give a crap? honestly?
That's what it comes down to. Sony has sold nearly 80 million consoles. I'm getting this information from BusinessInsider.com. They're ahead of the Xbox One and the Nintendo Switch by tens of millions of units.
Before you say that, how long has the PS4 been out compared to the sales of the Switch, and
Switch,
how long
yeah.
that's
Switch,
been out?
I'd say, is a good shot at catching up, but Xbox.
Yeah,
It's just
definitely.
in general what the current
Well,
situation is.
because I feel like if Nintendo Switch does have a chance at actually catching up, which personally I feel like it very well does.
Oh, yeah.
That could very much improve Xbox's standing as well because of people that will want to play with their Switch friends,
Yeah.
and the Switch will create that situation. And that's probably when Sony's going to be like, well, I guess we found a way.
Yeah, we found a
just
way.
happened to figure
Oh,
it
I
out.
guarantee you they have it. They just don't want to do anything with it.
Well,
Yeah.
I guarantee it's an obvious switch to allow the servers to cross or something like that. But anyway, as the market leader, there's a little business incentive for Sony to work with competitors like Microsoft and Nintendo. Bear in mind, this is Business Insider, so they're looking at the business side of things.
Right.
Okay.
Not just the gamer whining or the gamer trying to complain thing. This is the business side.
The business inside of things.
Yes. But public sentiment has shifted significantly in the favor of cross-play. So the logic goes, if a game is nearly identical on multiple game platforms, why can't all of its players play together? The reason, of course, is money. Each company wants you to buy games on their platform so that they can take a cut. But with Microsoft and Nintendo both banging the drum for crossplay, seemingly willing to take a loss in the name of a better experience for the players, Sony looks out of step with what people want. PlayStation 4 is rife with major games that are nearly identical on the competing platforms like Microsoft's Xbox One and Nintendo's Switch. Games like the wildly popular Fortnite, the biggest game in the world, are available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC and Mac, and even iOS. And on most of those devices, you can play the game with friends even if you're not using the same platform as them. Xbox One Fortnite players can team up with Nintendo Switch Fortnite players and take an iOS Fortnite player, but the PlayStation 4 version won't work with the Nintendo and Microsoft platforms. The exclusion is at the heart of Sony's cross-play situation. Sony's latest statement includes a caveat about business is a testament to its misperception of the issue. Tens of million players who paid for a PlayStation 4 console only have so much sympathy for a multi-billion-dollar international corporation's business interests. And when those business interests are getting in the way of something as logical as being able to play games with friends regardless of the game platform, that sympathy runs thin. That's where we are right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like that actually brings up a
For the record,
problem
this is
with
as
the-
of June 27th.
Yeah.
So if there's a follow-up comment today on June 28th
Yeah, it's
or,
been a week,
or on Friday, that we don't have it.
Yeah. My biggest concern with that is, okay, you want to make it so you can't play with people on the other consoles. Okay, kind of a jerk move, but whatever. It's the fact that you can't have your account on multiple. Because that's something where, honestly, Epic Games should have stepped in and been like, no, because we most likely some of the profit from buying V-Bucks and stuff like that go to Epic Games. And if you're blocking off people from having certain things, I feel like there's less incentive for people to want to pay more because they might go, well, I don't know which one I'm going to be on, so maybe I just shouldn't spend any money.
Right.
And it also becomes a problem for people who might have, like, I think I might actually be in this boat. I haven't checked yet, but I think I got it on the PS4 because I had planned to possibly play with someone. But now that it's out on the Switch, I would much rather play it on the Switch, but my account might now be locked and I can't get my stuff.
Right.
And I've got a lot of like the Origin stuff
Yeah.
that came with the game when it came out. And I would be very upset. And another big problem with that as well is if your account stays the same for your PC and your PS4, why can't they play with each other? Why would your account be locked to a system, but you're not allowed to play between the systems that it is locked to?
That was what blew my mind. Why can't you at least allow, like, if you want to lock them, that's fine. Why can't I just go, oh, now I want to be on Switch. Now I want to be on PlayStation. Like, why does it have to be you're stuck on PlayStation?
But like what I was saying is like if you play it on the PS4 and it locks into the PS4, I'm assuming you still have it on the PC.
Yes.
So why can't you play with or against people on the PC if it's clearly the same account?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm understanding. When PlayStation could play with PC, right?
So that they do have crossplay.
Right. PlayStation and PC do.
Okay, but that's the only spot where it does.
Right.
So
it's the consoles that there's no crossplay.
Do we know whether or not if you have it on the PS4 that you can still use that account on the Xbox One?
No, that's the issue.
So so it's every system has a locked, well, it's basically you are either PS4 or your Xbox One and Switch.
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
That's what it comes down to.
Okay,
And
I wasn't aware
PlayStation can
that
play with iOS and PC as far as I know, but it's almost like a reserved server for PlayStation crossplay.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is on this other batch of servers.
Okay. See, I feel like that's detrimental to the game's stability as well, that you're dividing your servers up when you could create dedicated servers that everyone uses, creates a stable gameplay, allows everyone to play together. Yeah. And that seems like a better...
Well, I feel like the PlayStation servers will be the last ones that get updated and fixed. Like, they're going to fix all the big ones first.
Yeah.
Isn't Blizzard doing the same thing with Overwatch, though? I mean...
No, those are all separate. There's a PlayStation and an Xbox and a PC.
Yeah, but you can't link your account in between the two. Like you have to start
that always
over.
bugged me. I would actually play on PS4 occasionally if I could just pull my account over.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't do that with them?
Not as far as I know, no. Because
I
couldn't do it in Diablo.
I have pretty much every single skin on the PC
That's what I mean. I
version.
got everything
I'm
on
not
the
going
PC.
to
I'm not
swap.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
I would never swap if I couldn't keep my skins.
No,
I want my
can't.
pink Charity Mercy wherever I go.
I know. Yeah.
For the record, when we were at Denver Comic Con, I got Mercy's signature.
I know. I have it
She does
upstairs
too.
too.
Yeah. She does
It's so
too.
good.
I'm not saying she didn't.
You're telling the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big Mercy fan. That's all.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't believe
I
you.
was telling the podcast.
I don't believe you.
You were literally standing next to me when I
was
did
not.
it.
You have no proof of this.
And
while I was doing it, I was holding all the things you had just gotten signed for Natalie.
And apparently, he got the May signature too in Seattle for
I
that.
got the May signature.
Oh,
So thank you
nice.
so much for that. Yes.
Diva signed my badge because we were standing to
Your
get her stuff
backpack?
my badge.
Oh, your badge.
I
Oh
was
my
standing
gosh.
there while he was getting the stuff for Natalie.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Come here, let me see your badge. I want to sign it."
Oh, that's so
and I was
cool.
like, "Diva, you're so cool. I like you so much."
So here's the thing. Do we think that this is in the long run going to hurt Sony?
Yes.
I think it will.
I think it tremendously will because I think with the prospects that Xbox showed what's kind of on their horizon and what Nintendo showed is on their horizon of games and things looking very promising, the Game Pass, I feel like they're going to start catching up because enough people have a Switch now.
Yeah.
And I think that crossplay with Xbox may convince some players to go, I mean, I don't necessarily want to Switch, but I want to play with my friends on the Switch, so
Yeah.
I'll get an Xbox. That's a
Yeah.
good compromise. It'll get me some of the games I want that may not be available on the Switch, but I can still play with those people.
Right.
Because the Switch is enormously popular. The Switch is, in my opinion, probably one of the best consoles out right now. I mean,
definitely.
like it's
Yeah.
just great in terms of like versatility. Yes, I mean, I'm sure they're going to come out with a like Nintendo Switch Pro version eventually where you can like get 1080p resolution, because I know it's like capped at 720, I think. But obviously, considering the system, it's understandable. But I think the Nintendo Switch may be a heavy factor into why it'll affect Sony and help Xbox.
Right. I don't think they'll be stubborn enough to let it run, like, you know.
I mean, I'm
Long
just looking
enough.
at the Xbox One and how the gamers' reaction to when they were like anti-consumer and anti-future of gaming with the whole "you got to be online" and "we don't care about people overseas" and deal with it, and what the reaction to that was. It killed the Xbox of this entire generation.
Yeah. And I think Sony definitely saw that. So I don't think they'll, like I said, I don't think they'll be stubborn enough to let it affect them, and they'll just change their mind at some point before it affects them anyway. You know, they'll just comply.
Either that, or they're going to be so stubborn that they're basically going to do
I
what
hope
Xbox
not.
did.
Yeah, I really hope not.
And slowly kind of crash
Yeah.
their system that other people are like, you know what, you do have a couple good exclusives, but when it comes down to it, a lot of the other systems do too, and I can play with my friends on these.
Yeah.
The big issue, I think, is the fact that Fortnite is so big.
And that actually brings up another kind of topic within this, a subtopic within this topic of why Epic Games is allowing this to happen.
What do you mean?
Well, Fortnite is an enormously popular game. Honestly, probably more popular and more profitable than the PlayStation 4.
At this
point, it probably is.
I wonder
Yeah.
if it is.
So if that is the case, why
Well,
is...
I can tell you right now what the problem is, why they're doing that.
Why is
Let's,
that?
let's,
Maybe-
let's say for a moment, I doubt I can
I
get those
actually have a
numbers.
feeling I know. It's because you're going to say they're going to want to buy things on both their different accounts.
No, nothing to do with that at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I'm curious then.
Epic Games has not had a hit in a very long time. It's Fortnite.
Yes.
And Fortnite, if it's anything like Minecraft and anything like Rocket League and any other big,
It'll just
it
die
will
off
begin
eventually.
to taper
Yeah.
off and die
yeah.
out.
So Sony's just waiting for that essentially.
If you exactly, if you're
Yeah.
Epic Games, do you want to piss off one of the biggest game publisher companies? I mean, Sony is not another
Okay.
gaming company. They're the
But look at it from this perspective then, on that regard. Fortnite is such a desirable game that if they had somehow created a partnership with Xbox and Nintendo Switch, that could persuade people to go to those consoles to create a very good partnership between Epic Games and those specific console brands, that it could have very well kept Epic Games alive for a longer period of time. Because imagine being Xbox and saying, we've got Fortnite exclusive. Imagine the number of people that might actually just buy an Xbox for the sake of getting that exclusive.
or they would just play it on PC.
But that would still be Microsoft.
Yeah.
It's
no,
such a...
Fortnite's not even close to the Sony sales.
Really?
Is it really not?
In February, what I found here, so this is inaccurate. I had to go to 2 different websites and all the different charts. February alone, total sales of the PS4,
Okay.
just under 80 million.
Okay.
And Fortnite for the month of February in 2018 was 15 million.
Oh, that's
Okay.
not even.
So they're not
come
even close enough.
No.
So I got a feeling it's very like I think because like the time they unlocked it. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
just Fortnite poking the bear, but I don't think they're brave enough to be like we're gonna cause
Oh,
a
no,
big issue
absolutely,
unless you make it
yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Because it's just Sony's got more longevity. PlayStation has more longevity than Fortnite. Even if Fortnite's around in 5 years, what it is right now will not be what it is in 5 years. Minecraft, even though it's still one of the biggest games around, is nowhere near what it was 8
Absolutely
years
not.
ago.
No.
You know, it's just not.
Not even with mods. at
It's
all.
still popular.
Yeah.
It is. I'm not even denying that at all. But it's not on the level that it was
Yeah.
when it was at its heyday. And Fortnite is at its heyday. It
Yeah.
will eventually die out. They're already running into community issues and problems. They're getting sued by PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds because PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is a bunch of idiots.
Dude, don't even. See, this
There's-
is the thing. Like,
No, do you know that story?
no.
PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is suing Fortnite for stealing their property.
I mean, honestly,
but they didn't. They built a different game, which is
they
Minecraft
didn't,
meets their
but,
property.
But they still, I mean,
on their own engine that they built.
Excluding the fact that when they advertised the game, they specifically said that, like,
That's
they were
the only thing that
specifically
they have.
comparing
Yeah,
it with PUBG, using PUBG images, logos, basically being like, it's PUBG with building.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which that I could see as a
could see that
intellectual
too.
property
Yeah.
of this is our brand. You should have promoted it as a battle royale with this, not directly comparing. That would be like Final Fantasy going, well, it's World of Warcraft, but with Final Fantasy stuff.
yeah.
And that would,
The Switch does beat out Sony whenever there's a big game coming out, by the way.
and
Whenever it'll beat it by like a couple million. I mean, but
it's
It's getting
still
up
on the
there.
ramp.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
we're
yeah, it is,
talking
yeah.
about
Definitely.
a PS4 that's been out for what, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years. I don't know how long
Almost.
it's been out.
I-
But a
just
Nintendo
about.
Switch beating them on sales, coming out and being out for what, a year?
yeah.
Yeah. Not even, yeah. It's,
And it's
insane.
people are still getting to that point of, well, maybe I should hop on the Switch bandwagon.
Okay, I got something a little more accurate. Total sales is about 80 million.
Okay.
Monthly sales of the PS4 rounds out about 1.5 million, with the Switch being about 900K.
Oh, that's really
So
close.
Fortnite is beating it on a per monthly thing, but there's still the longevity factor of the PlayStation. It would be very ballsy to be like, fuck you, PlayStation.
Well,
Oh,
at
yeah.
this point, also, though, the longevity of the PS4 is starting to possibly hit its peak.
Well, they've even said that they're running into PlayStation 5. So do you want to
Yeah,
be
next
Epic
year.
Games and piss off Sony
and see,
before
it would,
PS5?
that
hits?
would have been an enormous gamble on their part to do either that or somehow try to negotiate a deal with like Microsoft and Nintendo for exclusive rights. But I mean, that's not even in the topic right now. But funny story about the lawsuit, though, in terms of that. I'm not sure if you heard about the Fallout Shelter one, where Bethesda is suing. There's a Westworld very similar to it.
I've heard
and
about
I've
that
heard
one.
that they're
Yeah.
suing them. And this one, a lot of people are getting misinformation because they think it's in the similarity of PUBG with Fortnite, where they're like, you stole basically our game idea. But apparently
They stole the code.
they stole the code because there were specific bugs that were happening in the exact same manner across
Are
them.
you
That it was a
serious?
legitimate, they stole the code or the
The com-
base code.
The company who made Westworld
Yeah.
worked with Bethesda for early versions
Oh.
of the
And
Fallout
even
game.
more reason to back that up. But I
my
just thought that
gosh.
was a funny little comparison of there are such different lawsuits within games that it brings up such confusion because people automatically assume it's well, that's the game that I made.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how dare you? As opposed to, well, this is a technical, you actually stole our code that
Yeah.
we own.
Yeah, that is a legit reason why you want to sue.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
So
definitely.
that was a nice little tangent. I mean, we're all about tangents.
Oh,
here.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, oh yeah, this whole episode's been kind of all over the place because even with the Fortnite thing, we don't have much to say on the matter other than I think if Sony, in my opinion, because we could just kind of wrap up with this, but in my opinion, if Sony does not get on board with crossplay, this could be detrimental to them. Maybe not in the PS4's life because Sony people already have it.
I could
but
see it being detrimental to the PS5.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Because
Because when
it's
PS5
gonna-
rolls around and now we have to go, well, PS5's not going to play with other systems.
Exactly, because you're going to be upgrading to one of the newer systems or sticking with your Switch because they've said that that's going to be around for a long time. But
But they'll still
that could
win
be the
in
turning
the end,
point.
though.
Because, I mean, a lot of people's turning point for Microsoft to Sony
Mm-hmm.
was during the Xbox 360 to Xbox One and the PS3 to PS4. Because I was in that boat of I was on the Xbox 360, but then moved to the PS4. And there's just as much potential for me to go from PS4 to Xbox, insert random number here.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a order.
Right.
I think they'll still have enough exclusive that it won't matter, honestly.
They may, but I think crossplay at that point may be a bigger thing in the industry as a whole because of how popular and how common multiplayer games are becoming. PS4, as far as I'm aware, the biggest exclusives that they have are all single player, which
Yeah.
is understandable. But if you're someone that mostly plays multiplayer games and stuff like that, I feel like you would have more of an incentive to go to a system where you could play with more of your friends than you would to go to a system where you're like, hey, do you want to play? And they go, oh, I only have a Switch.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, crap, now I can't play this game that I wanted to play with other people
Right.
without other people. Or without my friends, which, I mean, as we know in this office, playing with your friends half the time is more fun than playing the game
Oh,
itself.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, I've
Absolutely.
played multiple games where if I could play with my friends, I enjoy. Even the game is shit, but I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it playing with friends.
Exactly.
That's all it comes down to. So I mean, I think it's been a shorter discussion. Not much to say here. I apologize for this. We're all kind of recovering from all our trips, guys. But next week we'll probably discuss that MMO topic if we don't have anything
Yeah.
else. What do you guys think of the comments down below, though? What do you think about this whole crossplay thing? Do you think that this could affect PlayStation 5? Do you think that it doesn't matter? Do you think PlayStation's too big to be moved? I mean, it really
think
is the
so.
titan of the gaming market
Yeah,
right now.
it is, and I don't think most people will. I mean, it all depends on. Yeah, it all depends on if the friends want to get a Switch and just.
See, I believe in the Switch making that underdog story
I mean,
of just
it-
coming out of the blue and like coming out, because I'm sure
It's definitely
Smash
getting up there.
Bros. And Super Mario Party, I
Yeah.
think, are going to be a big encouragement for a lot of people to hop onto the Switch train.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
We'll
pretty
see
much
what
it.
happens. Yeah.
I think that's where we're at. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for today's EMP. Interesting discussion. I don't know. I really don't know what to think about it, and I think no one else here really does. So we'll see you guys next week right here on the EMP. Don't forget to subscribe to the Eligible Monster channel, where you can get your Lewd Wednesdays, your discussions, and you can get various other things from us here. Natalie will be soon getting back on camera, so you're going to get to see her beautiful face once
Aw,
again.
Thank you.
And you can also find
So
her
sweet.
over on Twitter, where right now she's a cartoon. At Zadako Candy, you're a cartoon.
For now.
For now. Yeah.
Yes, I will
At
change that
Zadako
very
Candy,
soon.
and Dan is at Dan T Editor.
Yes.
Is that where you're at, Dan? Is that where
I
you're
am. I am Dan T. Editor.
Are you Dan T Editor?
I am.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure if I will ever change, because I don't know what
There
I
are
could
so,
even
yeah, there are
change
so
to.
many things you could change to, like Dan T Murderer, Dan T
I don't know.
Cheater.
Somehow
I mean-
I've become Dan T. Insert word here.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that'll be my next one.
Yes.
Just
Insert.
Dan
Yes.
Dan T. Insert word here.
Yes.
Dan
I like
T
that.
Sex Toy.